Oh, it's you guys. Alright. Sorry. I must have dozed off after, I just watched a pretty boring episode of Thomas and the Rubbish Train. Yeah, that's pretty much what I have to say right there. It didn't really do much that's different. It's actually pretty boring. But granted, it wasn't terrible or anything, but it's still not that good. Just like last time, it still wasn't that good, but it wasn't terrible. But note time again. The intro is the opening lines that Michael Angelis says. They're pretty laughable. It's like, Scruff and Whiff scrunch rubbish at the rubbish dump, and Thomas and Stanley biff and bash freight trucks. And that's pretty much it. We hope you remember that, children, because we will never say it again. That's stupid. And then of course, the Fat Controller giving Thomas of all engines a job that's so important that only he can do it. Thomas, you will be Whiff's back engine, because clearly you are the only engine available on this whole island. And then Scruff pulls up, what about me, sir? Who are you? Basically, as well as like problems with this episode, I'm actually finding some really good jokes in these. You know what? Should I try my own hand at maybe doing a few riff trains? Tell me in the comments. I'm interested in what you think. Anyway, of course, Thomas is selected to be Whiff's back engine to haul a huge trainload of garbage, or rubbish. My bad. And then of course Diesel rolls up, and okay, I will say Diesel was okay in this. He wasn't totally pointless, or was he? I don't know, but I have to say, over the years, his character has been downgraded a lot. Yeah, Diesel isn't really so much like an almighty future dictator type of character wanting to rid the island of all steam kinds. Yeah, that's not the current Diesel right now. He's basically been downgraded just to a kindergarten bully. And yeah, I'm sorry, but the way I see it, Thomas and the Rubbish Train, it's basically just Thomas and the Stinky Cheese all over again, just minus the cheese. Nothing original. It's been done already. I mean, come on. And another thing I found wrong, I apologize. I don't mean to bash anybody's career or anything, but I'm sorry. The UK voices for Diesel and Whiff, horrible. Absolutely horrible. Whiff almost sounds identical to Henry, and Diesel, I'm sorry, he just sounds like Tim Curry if he sucked on helium. It's like, oh yes, they all float. They all float. Ay, ay, ay. So, yeah, again, I don't mean to bash anybody's voice acting career, but Whiff and Diesel's UK voices, I'm sorry, they don't match at all. I mean, I would expect Whiff to sort of sound something like this, you know, with him being around garbage all day. Instead, he's basically just, oh, Puffy, hello, Thomas. No. Just no. And also, again, this might be just a nitpick, but when did the trucks... No, wait, I'm sorry. Freight trucks, as they're called. When did they get so big? I mean, they're just as big, if not bigger, than Thomas or Whiff. Did they, like, take steroids or something? But then, of course... Okay, I will admit, the episode, it does start off okay, at least, but then, of course, it starts to take a downturn as soon as we see the Duchess. And basically, the conversation with Thomas and Duchess goes like this. I was hoping to have tea with Lady Hutt, but Spencer, my apparently only mode of transport, is busy with my husband doing God knows what. Now I won't be able to go. Well, why can't Lady Hutt just pick you up herself? What, are you nuts? Then there wouldn't be a stupid excuse for you to fuck up everything. Oh, right. And, also, if the Duchess has absolutely no way of being able to go to Lady Hutt's location for tea, then, how the hell did she even get to Marin Station, as well as Wellsworth, before Thomas? However she was able to get to Wellsworth before Thomas, use that, you dumb bitch! Use that! However, I will say this. Thomas, he is at least self-aware that he has to finish his other job before he can take the Duchess anywhere. It's like he's finally starting to grow a brain. But then, as soon as he utters the phrase special, and gets an idea floating in his funnel or whatever, his brain immediately shrinks back down to its original idiot size, if not smaller. And then, of course, Thomas is all like, I'm just gonna abandon my job just to see if I can just smell pretty. I'm sorry, how in the hell could Whiff not notice Thomas being behind him? I mean, Thomas is his back engine, and with those trucks being so heavy, if you put it that way, you know what? In fact, Whiff actually, feels a bump from behind him when Thomas returns. Does he ever question it? I mean, when Thomas leaves, shouldn't he experience, like, either a shift in weight or have his wheels slipping or something with the trucks being oh so heavy? And when he feels a bump when Thomas finally returns, he never questions it. Is he like, oh, hi Thomas, did you enjoy abandoning me for your own selfish reasons again? Puff your hardest, Whiff! I'll take that as a yes. Also, I know I've dwelled on this many times before. How can the points change so quickly while trains are trying to cross them? I mean, it's... What, does, like, the engines just, like, look at the points and it's like, okay, change now! And then they, like, immediately change at the speed of light so they can go down different tracks and it's... Only in hits logic that's possible. Yeah, I'm sorry, Thomas's plan... It's as stupid as you think it is. He doesn't want to be around stinky rubbish trucks, so basically he just puffs past fields of flowers, bakeries, and, of all things, the ocean to try and smell better. Which, I'm sorry, I call bullshit. I mean, it's not like you're rolling around in flowers or rolling into the bakeries or the ocean. Which, by the way, puffing by the ocean wouldn't really make sense because, the ocean has, smelly fish and salty air. That actually doesn't help. And, Also, why would a train, of all things, want to smell sweet? I mean, no matter what, even if you do give it a good wash down, an engine would still reek of coal, smoke, metal, all that stuff. So, yeah, just puffing past fields of flowers, whose odors are probably insignificantly compared to those of an engine, just puff right past them, you'll smell as fresh as a daisy in no time. Bullshit. Okay, however, I will say this, when Thomas is puffing down the coastal route and, puffing past the ocean, it does look nice in CGI. It does look nice, I'll give it that. So, yeah, the coastal route, it looks okay. And then, of course, like, Diesel, Gordon, and of course, Emily of all engines. What a bitch. They all mock Thomas for being, "Oh, or you're with the garbage engine, so that makes you immediately stinky." Well, wait, Emily, didn't you do the same thing? No, I didn't! Yes, you did. Emily and Whiff, anybody? Doesn't anyone remember that? Nope! Don't think so! Nope! I don't remember it at all! La 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 la! And then, of course, with Whiff waiting at Wellsworth for a signal and everything, and then Thomas crashes into the back. Okay, the crash, it looks cool, but I have to admit it's a bit unrealistic. I mean, I wouldn't think troublesome trucks... No, wait, I'm sorry. Rubbish trucks. I wouldn't think they were that bouncy, if you will. And of course, you see the Duchess getting there before Thomas. Why couldn't she use the fucking mode of transport to get to Ladyhead in the first place? And then, of course, in a surprising twist, it follows the exact same formula as Thomas Percy and the Squeak. Basically, the Duchess is saying, "Sure, I'll ride in an engine who doesn't even know the definition of the word clean and fresh. Just like Alicia Botti, I like my engine sweet and dirty, like a proper steam engine." So, Thomas's plan was completely pointless. I'll explain it when I get into detail later. And also, again, I know it's a nitpick, but why are you constantly using Rocky to clear up all your messes? Isn't there, like, another crane that can help you? What was his name? Oh, yeah, Harvey! Harvey! Of all engines. And then, of course, like, Diesel comes around again. It's like, "Oh, wait, you are a stinky engine, Thomas." "Yes, but I'm really useful." "Useful? Being reliable? I never heard of such language." "You know what? Neither have I." And then, like, at the very end, we see Lady Hat with Sir Topham Hatt's car. Hello? Why couldn't Lady Hat just pick up the Duchess using that? And, again, sorry I'm dwelling on that. And then, like, hooray for Whiff! Hooray for Thomas, who did absolutely nothing, but we still somehow see him as really useful! So, those are my notes, and, overall, the experience, to be honest, it was nothing new. It's basically Thomas and the Stinky Cheese all over again. It was a bore. It was doing alright up until the Duchess came into the picture, and then it all went downhill. And of course, what else can be said that hasn't been said before? The alliteration is awful, Thomas is still selfish, and overall, his plan to smell nice and take the Duchess, pointless. Absolutely pointless. It's basically saying, "Oh, I know I'll mess up, so I'll go ahead and let someone else do it instead of me." Huh? What? So, I'm sorry, that left me a little confused. But, overall, Thomas and the Rubbish Train, it wasn't that good. Granted, it wasn't written by Sharon, it was written by Andrew Viner, I think it was, I forget. it's not as bad as the Sharon Mellon episode, but it's still not good. Not really. So, like, I'm on as 2 out of 5 for Thomas on the Rubbish Train. And, so yeah, those are my thoughts on that. And, oh, goody goody. Thomas toots the crows next time. I can already imagine where it's going, and I haven't even seen it yet. So, until next time, later.